Today's podcast is sponsored by New Hampshire Vape Gallery, NaturalBossNH.com, and SlowDownClothing.BigCartel.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 50 of Talking with Topher. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back. I am once again recording early. It is Sunday. My 11th year anniversary is coming up this Wednesday, so I will not be able to edit this thing, so I'm trying to fit it all in today to free up that Wednesday for me and my wife. I want to thank everybody who's a new subscriber. Welcome to the show. Everybody who is already subscribed, thank you. As always, I appreciate it. Keep them coming. Spread this thing. Remember to set those alarms so you know as soon as the new episodes are uploaded. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe and hit the alarms for that exact same reason. Hit the like buttons if you're enjoying the video, and share, please. I appreciate it. Comments, any of that helps this thing rise to the top. So I appreciate everybody who does. Also, you can email me at talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. Put whatever you're talking about in the subject line so that we can get that conversation started. But yeah, so again, that is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. TALKIN withtopher@gmail.com. Official email. And I look forward to hearing from all of you out there. Let's see here. You can also follow me on all social media. That's right. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go there. There's usually content popping up from day to day. And it's just a great way to get some more content throughout the week. So again, that's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. And now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, let's get into the episode. So I got a comment the other day, and I figured I'd start with this because it's going to kind of lead me to where I want to go. But last week, you got to kind of see a glimpse of the person I guess I used to be. Without the alcohol and the yelling and screaming, you didn't see any of that. But unfortunately, my wife did. When that podcast went down last week, I lost my shit. I got super angry. I got depressed. I had to think fast, come up with a podcast. I don't know, kind of out of the blue. I tried to replicate everything that I did the first time, and it just... I don't know. I don't feel like I got my point across per se. I mean, I explained some things, but I was so angry and upset and just disappointed that I don't feel like I did as good of a job as, unfortunately, when I recorded it on Sunday. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And then I had to re-record on Monday, and it was a nightmare, and I was just completely not myself. I was definitely the old me, and I was not happy with my performance, to put it in a sense. But I got a comment on my YouTube yesterday for the PACT Act episode that I did that I wasn't very pleased with, and I kind of wanted. I'm not gonna like. I do want to shout him out. I guess his name is definitely Rerun. So definitely UH Rerun. Now, he says that I should have never been behind the mailing ban in the first place, and I don't know how he doesn't see how I could see that it was a good idea. And I'm going to kind of defend myself here. We never thought it was a good idea, ever. Never, ever, ever did I agree that this was a good idea. But at the end of the day, when the federal government is saying that they're going to do certain things, we're all trying to scramble to make sure that the industry doesn't completely disappear. And this brings me to my good news, is that I finally got some explanation on how all of this is going to work. And you know what? Yeah, it's not great for the industry. It doesn't make me happy, and I'm not. I don't approve of any of this. I don't want it to be this way, and I do understand that. Yeah, all the people at home won't be able to get any products to their house, or they won't be able to do certain things without going to a store. But at the same time, and they help build the industry. But at the same time, if we don't do what they're asking us to do, they're just going to shut everything down, and they'll ban all vaping in America, period. And that just means nobody will get anything. So if that's the worst case scenario, and the best thing for us to do is to kind of, compromise here, and come up with a solution to keep the industry alive and still have everybody capable of going to stores and buying things, I don't think it's the worst, but it's definitely not the scenario I wanted. I wanted vaping to stay the way that it always has been. I wanted things to be regulated. I wanted juices to be safe. And I wanted to make sure that it stayed out of the hands of anyone under the age of 21. Those are the most important three things to me. And yeah, I know I'm only a store manager, but I have literally helped build this vape shop from the ground up. I have put my last 5 years of my life into this shop to make it everything that it is today. And yeah, I'm not the owner, but I treat it like I am. I'm very good personal friends with the owner. It's not like I'm just working for somebody. Like, this is a very close old friend to me. And we have gone through all the background. We have done all the lifting. All the heavy lifting has been done by the two of us to make this shop get to where it is today. And I just want to keep it afloat. I want to keep it above ground. And by doing what the feds are asking of us, if it keeps my shop open, then I'm pretty much going to... we're going to do whatever we can to work with them and just allow our shop to be open. That's what we want. So, no, I don't agree with any of this. But if it's the way that they want it, well, then they're going to get it. They're the federal government. There's really no arguing to them. They're just, you do it this way or we shut you down, and that's the end of the story. So I may not agree, but unfortunately it seems to be the direction we're going in order to get regulation and so they can keep track of it and all this other bullshit. So the way that this breaks down, and what I found out was, you got your manufacturers. The manufacturers are going to sell their products to the distributors, and then the distributors are going to sell their products to the vape shops that have active EIN numbers, active business licenses, and a updated active tobacco license. If you do not have those three items, two of them you need in order to be a business in general, so you can't have a business and not have the first two. But if you are just a vape shop, you never needed a tobacco license. Now, they're not that hard to get. You do have to do a little bit of work, and it does cost a little bit of money, but get your tobacco license if you need to in order to stay open, because distributors will not be selling to anybody without a tobacco license. You have to have it. So the only thing I can do is try to get this information out there, try to help others out, make sure that they're prepared for the move, because there's no fighting this movement. There's no fighting it. We have to just obey, unfortunately, to what they're asking us to do. And I think it's going to be okay. Definitely not something I wanted to have happen to the industry, but it's what's happening. This is how it's going to work, and now we should be able to stay open. So, hooray! A little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Like always, it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. So, not only dealing with the podcast and the recording failure and everything else going on when I was dealing with this, because I was dealing with this at first, and then I had the incident with the podcast, and I just lost my shit. I completely blew up, and it was just really a glimpse into the old me, and I did not like it at all. But yeah, so that's the update on the PACT Act. It seems like there is some light at the end of the tunnel. So shout out to that guy for that comment. That was great. And I finally have all my blood results that I have taken. Now, I'll get through everything. This is going to be like... well, I guess it's going to be blood tests for dummies because I'm a super dummy, and all these wonderful letters that I'm looking at just look like they took the alphabet and threw it on the page, and it's supposed to mean something. So what I have done is I have opened up like 15 different tabs. They go over each test individually. They're going to tell me what the blood test is made for. I'll read it. But at the end of the day, I'm probably going to learn something new right along with you because I don't know a lot about this stuff. All I know is what I listen to on other podcasts. I understand that these are the types of blood tests I should be getting done, but I don't always understand the complete breakdown. It's the same thing as the PACT Act. I didn't know anything about the PACT Act, but I did my best to try and explain it and just get the word out there. So that's the same thing I'm doing with these blood tests. I took them. I'm going to tell you what they did. I'm going to tell you why you should be getting these tests done according to the articles I'm reading, and then I'll tell you what my past results have been. Because I think it's kind of exciting. I like to see this stuff. This type of stuff excites me. I've been working on my health for years now, and I am finally getting the results that I have been looking for. So let's get into it, right? All right. So one of the first tests that I got done was the hemogram. What I've done is that I've linked my laptop to the TV behind me. So I'm hoping this is going to be something that you can kind of follow along with, but probably not. I'm just doing my best. Once I figure out how to actually edit it into the podcast and so it pops up on a separate screen, once I figure that out, I'm sure I can eliminate all of this, what I like to call stupidity. But this is what I can do right now, and I'm working on it every day. So, all right. We have got no movement from my mouse, so that makes me sad. Hold on. All right, so the hemogram blood test is another way to refer to complete blood count that is routinely ordered by doctors. The blood test is used to measure how healthy someone happens to be at any given moment. Once a healthy baseline set numbers has been established, doctors are able to see the presence of infections, diseases, and other disorders like anemia. This is one of the most common blood tests that is ordered today. It is often part of the annual physical exam. No preparation is required. It measures several different things. A complete blood count. The blood test is going to measure several different components: a person's blood consumption. It is not definitive. It is not a definitive test, so doctors will only be able to see if something is wrong when results come back as abnormal. Most specific tests are required as follow-ups to determine the diagnosis. So you hematocrit. This is a measurement of the red blood cells. Then you got a hemoglobin, hemo, and hema. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to learn how to say these things too, I guess. Hemoglobin is the measurement of how much protein, how much of the protein that carries oxygen through the blood. Then you got a mean corpuscular volume. This test looks at the average size of RBCs to determine if they are larger or smaller than normal. Larger cells indicate deficiencies. Then you got platelets, the WBCs. Okay. So there we go. And then the WBCs. Oh, well, you got the platelets. See, sorry. Bleeding and clotting indicate abnormal conditions when too many or too few platelets are in the hemogram blood test sample. Total white blood cell count. The WBCs are the body's fighters that will work to ward off infections, germs, invasions, or attack the body itself at times. Increasing the WBCs indicate infection, disease, or an immune disorder. Wow. So then you got corpuscular hemoglobin. Boy, this is going to be either really bad or really difficult. Well, I bet you it's going to be bad and difficult to listen to. Let's see. The concentration of the corpuscular hemoglobin looks at what it's actually inside the RBCs. Part of the complete blood count can help to detect congenital disorders or measure how effective treatments are for severe burn injuries. For severe burn injuries, it is also to detect some specific types of anemias. So, all right, so let's go through these then. I got the RBCs. Let's see, I've had this test. There we go. Sorry, my pages were stuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've had this 8 times from 2011 to 2021, 40.5 to 48.5% on your hematocrit. So I started at a 42.8. And it went up to 43, 43, 46, 46.4, 44.9, 46 even, and now I'm at 45.9. That was my measurement last week. Wow. All right. So then you've got the hemoglobin. Let's go to the hemoglobin. You should be 13.7 to 16.5. Now, when I say you should be, I'm talking about my results. I'm 41. So I do not know if you fall under the same numbers as I do. You would have to actually look up your age. There is different percentages, different numbers you should be getting for different ages, but it's like a full age bracket. So I think anybody under the age of 24 or 26, I think your numbers are different. If you're over 26 to 60, these are your numbers. And then 60 and over is different. So back to hemoglobin, 13.7 to 16.5. Well, I am 15. And I sat at 15. Then I would drop to 14 one year. And then I landed at a 14.7 this year. So that kind of fluctuates, huh? Fluctuates anywhere between just over 15 to just at 14. So I guess that's good. I mean, my doctor said everything was good. All right, so here are my platelets. You're supposed to have 145 to 357. There's also a times 10 quotation 3 MCL. That's a backslash. 216 is what I had in 2011. I went all the way up to 268 by 2018. And then we were at 234 this year. So the platelets, bleeding and clotting, indicate abnormal conditions when too many or too few platelets are in the hemogram blood test. Cool. So it looks like I got plenty of stuff to clot my blood. That's good. Let's see. The WBCs, that was a total white blood cell count. I'm at a 5.4 times 10. The standard range is 4.0 to 9.5. So that's pretty cool. So I'm right there. All right, so let's see. I was 8.2 in 2011, 7.2, 9.5 in 2018. Wow, you're only supposed to get up to 9.5. In 2018, I was 11.2 on my white blood cell. Huh. I wonder what that meant. Because they say if it's high... Oh, and I got tested again in 2018. So I got 3 tests in 2018, 9.5, 11.2, and 8.8. Isn't that crazy? So that means it's right here. Yeah, there it is. 2019, 6.3, 2020, 7.7, and then 2021 was 5.5. So that's good. I wonder why that was so high in 2018. That's wild. I know. Like I said, I went over this stuff and tried to gather as much of the information as I could before I went over it. But this is your hemogram blood test. It's definitely a blood test that you're going to take if you just get your yearly physical. But it gives you great information on stuff that's going on inside you. I think this is so important, especially today with all this COVID bullshit. We should know more about our health and what's going on inside. So this is, your differential blood test. A differential blood test enables a doctor to determine how many white blood cells are in the body. There are 5 types of white blood cells, and the test also shows how many of each type are present. All right, so the doctor will often order this test to get a diagnosis. They also may be looking for signs of illness to see if you have a chronic condition, could affect your bone marrow, and such as body aches, chills, fever, headache, and pain, particularly in the bones. I think I got this because it's part of the physical. You know what I mean? I didn't ask for this one specifically. There were ones that I asked for specifically, and I'll let you know those ones. But all of these tests that I'm going over is everything I got with the physical. And everybody should get one, especially if you have insurance. It is covered on all insurances. They always want you to get your physical done. I can't remember the word. Preemptive? Are we preemptive? No, it's something care, pre-something care. I'll think of it when I'm halfway through the podcast and it doesn't make any sense anymore to add it in. So the types of cells in a differential blood test, Neotrophilus, then you have your monocytes, Eosinophils, Basophils, and Lymphocytes. I hope I'm getting that right. I'm really trying here. All right, so on my test, though, is all of these things, and then under it is the same exact thing. It says ABS, and I can't. I think that's total count. I can't remember what the ABS stands for, though. So, like I said, I am no scientist. I am no doctor. I am just trying to give a little bit of light of what happens when you actually do take care of yourself. You better your health. You take your supplements. You exercise, and you do all this stuff. I know I probably did a podcast like this a couple months ago, but health is just so important. It's just so important. Otherwise, you're not living if you don't have it, right? So it's the most important. So I'm going to try and figure this out. Neotrophils. According to the American Association for the chemistry, neophils are the most common type of white blood cell. They are responsible for destroying bacteria in injured or infected tissue. So super, super important. My value is 51.7%. My total my neutral abs is 2.78 times 10. I ranged at 51.7%, 2.78. And over the years, had to print these ones. This is why I'm doing these ones first, because one, they're the longest, and two, I printed everything upside down like a dum-dum. So 4.52 in 2011, got all the way up to 8.6 2018, and then 2020 I dropped to 5.04, and now I'm down to 2.78. Well, that worries me. Why is it so low? Why was it? What is with 2018? All my shit is like off the charts. Like super high. Everything's really high. All right, anyways. I digress. Yeah, so now I got the monocytes. Now your monocytes are little things here. You can see the pictures. These are cells inside the body, part of your complete blood. They're very important. All of this, all your blood is just your defense system. Everything is your defense system. So monocytes are similar to neutrophils. They destroy bacteria, but usually those causing chronic infections. Monocytes also play a role in repairing damaged tissues. So burn victims, stuff like that, they need these things. It's very important to them. So my value is a 7.4, and then it was a 0.4 is what I got. You should be 0.3 to 0.9. And look at that. 0.6, 2011, 2018, 0.6. So that one stayed. Then I dropped to 0.4 in 20, 0.4 in 2021. My percentage is still 7. It was 7.4 this year. So my percentage was way up like it was in 2011, where my percentages dropped almost under 5.5, and then it skyrocketed to 7.4, but I dropped in the point. See, these are the things I don't understand, but that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We're going to move on. Eosinophils. My total value was 0.2 times 10. Divided by 3 backslash MCL. You're supposed to be at 0.0 to 0.4. So that's pretty good. And because we're right in that range. You know, you want to be in the range that's standard. There was one I was way up on, but that one is a good one, I think. And then my percentage is 4.1%. So it doesn't really tell me what the standard percentage should be, but that's okay. Eosinophils. These are responsible for treating infections caused by parasites. Eosinophils also control the immune system. The immune system's response to allergic reactions. So this was super, super low, and I think this is probably the cause of my allergies. I am down to 4.1%, and I was... Actually, that's up. That is up. My defense on my allergies, I don't know. It says that, though. Allergic reaction. So it's up on the percentage, but down in the abs. And I don't know exactly what that means, but I am definitely doing better than I was in 2011. But yeah, the percentage is way down, 0.2, and I used to be up at 0.4, 0.6, Jesus, and now I'm down to 0.2, but my percentage is up. So this is two of them where the ABS is down, but the percentage is up. So I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look into that. But pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so now you got your basophils. Basophils are the least common type of white blood cell. Their function is still unclear, but they may play a role in allergic reactions. So here's what mine is. I think it's 0.7%. They don't tell me the average. And then my basophils ABS is 0.0. And your standard range is 0.0 to 0.1. But I have 0.0 and I'm at a 0.0%. According to this, the percentage has gone up. The ABS is still at 0. But it's actually gone from a 0.4 in 2011. I actually hit 0.8 in 2016. Then it drops 5, 6, 5, and now I'm at 7. So not too bad, not too bad. One more on these boring blood tests. I know these ones are not as exciting to talk about. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand, and I always want anybody that is actually curious about this stuff to go and look it up and maybe find out more information on your own. Listen to some actual doctors on this stuff. It's really, really interesting. I don't absorb all the information, but I do my best. Lymphocytes. These are the 3 types of lymphocytes. B lymphocytes produce antibodies to attack specific viruses, bacteria, and other foreign invaders. T lymphocytes help to identify cells that require an immune response. Natural killer cells, the 3rd type, destroy cancer cells and viruses. So like I said, none of these tell me the standards percentage of where I'm supposed to be, which is so annoying. See, I should have been paying attention. All right, so lymphocytes should be anywhere between 20 and 40%. Now that I'm on the very last one, I'm at 35.9%. So we're good. We're right there, in between the 20-40. I wish I had done this for the rest of them, but I'm not backtracking. So that part is good. Then my total value, 0.4 times the 10.3 /MCL. Standard should be 0.3 to 0.9. So we're right there. Let's check them out for the last 6-7 years. 35.2, then I dropped to 25, then I dropped to 18, then I dropped to 14, then I went up to 26. Holy shit. Points were 2.9, 1.8, 1.8, 1.6, 2.0. And then you go on the back. I'm at 35.9%. So is that the highest I've ever been? Yep, the highest I've ever been is as of 2000. It is the result in 2021, but in 2011 I was at 35.2. But man, did these tank. And 2018 was the worst. What was going on in 2018? Because my blood is all fucked up, like on every level. That's crazy. It's so interesting when now that I'm actually digging into this at the same time. It's pretty wild. So right at the right percentage on all of that. So like my doctor told me, he said everything's looking good. He was happy with the results. And this is why. And this I believe is from changing most of my diet. I think it's because I just don't take in a lot of garbage anymore. I'm not going to lie to you and say I don't eat any sugar and I don't do this. No, I still do, but it's not like bags of Swedish fish and just really, really bad stuff for you. No more fast food, no more anything that I haven't cooked or prepared myself. We haven't been able to go to restaurants in over a year. I'm definitely going to go to one as soon as we don't have to wear a mask anymore, but none of that stuff. Everything's home cooked. Everything is prepared, so it's easy to maintain. All right, so let's get into the next one, shall we? So this is your CMP blood test with glucose fasting. So this one here, super important. If your doctor suspects that you are suffering from chronic conditions such as diabetes, kidneys, let's see. What is the CMP blood test? A CMP blood test helps in evaluating the protein and sugar levels in your blood. It can tell how well your liver and kidneys are functioning. It also aids in determining your body's fluid balance and electrolyte levels. Your body uses sugar for you to have energy. On the other hand, electrolytes are responsible for balancing your body's fluids. They can help in maintaining your brain function, muscle contraction, and heart rhythm. The liver aids in digestion and yields vitamins and other substances needed by your body. It also manages the amount of protein, fat, and glucose in your body. The kidneys can help balance the number of mineral, water, and salts in your blood. They also get rid of the unwanted substances in your body. All right, so this is what's included in the blood tests. Liver including alkylate, phosphates, alkaline, aminotransferase, aspartate, ammonophrase, and bilirubin. Kidney including the bun and creatine, electrolytes including sodium, potassium chloride, and carbon dioxide, proteins including aluminum and total protein. You got your glucose, you got your calcium, and then of course you need to fast for this blood test. So let me see if I can make some sense of my test. All right, so the liver test is your ALP, ALT, AST, and your bilirubin. All right, so total bilirubin is 0.5. My ALT was 26. You're supposed to be 0 to 55, so we're good there. Your AST, supposed to be 0 to 39. Says I got 21, so winning. BUN, nope, that's not yet. That's the kidney test. I got the ALT and the AST and the bilirubin, but I don't see the ALP, so we're going to skip it. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Should have had this all mapped out before I got on the mic, but hey, this is how a podcast goes, right? Let's see. The kidney test is your BUN and your creatine. So BUN, you want to be between 10 and 20 milligrams. I'm at 20 milligrams. So that's exciting. I think that's good. I like being almost maxed out. Creatine, you should be at 0.8 to 1.5 milligrams. I'm at 0.93. So plenty of creatine going on in there. So that's good to know. Let's see, your electrolytes. That is going to be your sodium, potassium, chloride, and your CO2. So let's see here. Electrolytes, sodium. You're supposed to be 135 to 145. It's an mmol /big L. I don't know what that means, but my value is at 140, so we're good. That's exciting. My potassium, you're supposed to be 3.5 to 5.0. I'm at 4.4, so that's good. So chloride, you're supposed to be 98 to 107. Again, that mmol /big L. I'm at 105. And then the CO2, you're supposed to be 22 to 31. I'm at 27. So it's just that it's nice to know. It's very nice to know. My Anning gap, which I don't know what that is, supposed to be 5 to 15. I'm at 8. So that's good. It's really good. Really good numbers. They're not just they're not like, I don't like it when I get my numbers and they're like, you can have 6.1 to 8 and you're a 6.1. I'm like, that seems low. Like I feel like I should always be a little bit higher than what the low is. I don't know why. Let's see. Your proteins, you've got your albumin, total protein, glucose, and calcium. So calcium is supposed to be 8.5 to 10.5. I'm 9.6, so that makes me happy. My total protein is supposed to be 6.1 to 8.0. I'm only at 6.8, so I think I got up my protein. My albumin is 3.2 to 5.2. I'm at 4.7. So not bad, but not. I feel like I could do a little bit better. And then glucose, 65 to 99. I'm at 106. So that's up there, huh? Got a lot of glucose going on. What's up with that? And that's my glucose fasting. Not too bad. Not too bad. I feel like a few things could be a little bit better. We'll have to adjust the diet. I'll have to figure out. I also have to go and talk to the doctor about these results and kind of go over things with him. He'll explain to me what things mean in more depth and if there is anything that I can do to fix it or bring something down or bring something up. You know, I'm going to need his assistance to do that. And then this is your lipid test, your lipid panel. All right, your lipid panel is going to be the basic lipid blood test measures that your total cholesterol, your triglyceride levels, your HDL, your LDL cholesterol. More extensive lipid profiling tests also include VLDL, ratio of total cholesterol to HDL, and the ratio of LDL to HDL. Now, I don't know. Mine didn't go that deep. I do have some ratios, though. So maybe they did. I don't know. Like I said, my doctor is pretty goddamn good now. I'm very happy with him. He's doing everything in his power to make sure I'm getting the tests that I want so that I know my body better today than I did yesterday. Let's see. So super simple. Total cholesterol. I don't really need to. I understand this. I don't know exactly. Oh, there it is. I'll fix. I got it. All right. So total cholesterol. Standard range is 0 to 99. I am at 142. So that's good. Your cholesterol is required for the synthesis of steroid hormones and bile. It is a necessary component of the cell membranes. If we don't get cholesterol from our diet, the liver will make it. However, most people do receive plenty of cholesterol in their diet, resulting in high cholesterol levels greater than 200 milligrams /DL. The total cholesterol measurement is a sum of high-density lipoprotein, HDL, low-density lipoprotein, LDL, and very low-density lipoprotein, VLDL. Oh, very low density. Okay. HDL is high density and then low density. All right. See, there we go. Learn shit. Low total cholesterol levels and generally preferred but extremely low levels. LDL cholesterol levels less than 50 milligrams can decrease hormone levels and may result in problems with memory and cognition. Well, I am glad I'm at 142 then. No worries there. Triglycerides. Triglycerides are the fats absorbed in the body following a meal made by the liver in response to diets rich in sugars, refined carbohydrates, or fats. Conditions that can cause high triglycerides include hypothyroidism, diabetes, liver, kidney disease, corticosteroids, and diets high in refined carbohydrates and sweets, as well as excess fat intake. So you're supposed to be 30 to 149 on the triglycerides. I'm at a 33. See, when you got a range like that, is it good to be closer to the lower number? I don't know. I feel like I should be in the middle, but I'm not going to question it. I'm right where I guess I need to be. HD cholesterol, high-density lipoprotein, is known as good cholesterol because it helps remove excess cholesterol deposits from the lining, arterial lining. Higher levels can reduce the incidence of cardiac arrest. Coronary heart disease. I don't know where I got cardiac arrest. Low levels of HDL significantly increase the risk of heart disease and are associated with diets high in saturated fats, refined carbohydrates, and refined sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup. Inactivity, obesity, and cigarette smoking also reduce your HDL levels. High levels of HDL are a result of the good genes, healthy dietary patterns, and adequate levels of cardiovascular exercise. So my HDL is a 67. Supposed to be 40 to 60. Uh-oh. Oh, my good cholesterol is super high. Fuck them. I don't care. LDL, low density, known as the bad cholesterol. Good. Elevate bad cholesterol. It deposits in the arterial lining, creating blockages of blood flow. Evaluated LDL is the result of inactivity, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. LDL levels also increase from diets high in refined carbohydrates, sugar-saturated animals, trans, and hydrogenated fats. Sounds delicious. My low cholesterol is supposed to be 0 to 99 milligrams, and I am at 68. So, super excited. I love this stuff. Like I told you, I've been preparing this for 2 weeks now, putting this together. Not the best, but I did my best. And then I have a cholesterol to LDL to HDL. I got an LDL cholesterol. Yep, right here, 0 to 99. I am at 68. And then they did the cholesterol slash HDL ratio, which would be your LDL backslash HDL ratio, needs to be below 5 to 1 ratio. I'm at a 2 to 1 ratio. So we're doing really good on all the, I got all the right good fats, and I got everything going good, and I have been tested for this 4 times. So 2011, 2016, 2018, and 2021. There is only a couple tests here that I have actually never done before, and I didn't even realize I'd never done them before. But some of these tests that I've done, I didn't realize that I did them 3 times in 2018. I mean, there's so many of them I did over and over again in 2018. I don't know what was going on that year. But let's see, 2018, well, I was just getting sober, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what it was. I was probably confused and probably kept ordering the same test. No wonder that doctor hated me. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. This vape shop has got everything you're looking for, and with the mailing ban going into effect April 5th, you can bet your ass we're going to have exactly what you need in stock at all times, since you won't be able to order it online anymore. Sad story, but unfortunately a true one. So come on down to New Hampshire Vape Gallery, where we've got your mods, your disposables, your pod devices like the Nord 4 80-watt device, low price of $55. And are you looking for flavored vape juice because your state has banned all flavors? Well, come on in, because we have Marketplace. We've got your Marketplace. We've got blended. We've got noms. We have a lot of flavored juice to choose from in many different varieties and from many different companies. So come on down and come on in to New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. You can give us a call, 603-814-4171. We're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m., and I look forward to seeing you. NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. This website, I'm telling you, best hand sanitizer I have ever used, hands down. Just a phenomenal, amazing product. Been helping keep COVID and flu away. Yeah, things are getting closer to being open, but who doesn't want to keep their hands clean at all times? This hand sanitizer will help you do that. So you can only get it here at NaturalBossNH.com. They also have 4 other amazing products to choose from. They've got lip balm. They've got foot and body soak. They've got a beard oil. And they have a salve. So you can only get this stuff here at NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. You can get any one of these amazing products or buy all 5 today. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You got to go to this website, especially if you're looking for some brand new clothing and you want some printed shirts that are going to help you stand out, maybe get a conversation started. Well, this is the place to do it. They've got some of the highest quality printed shirts I've ever used. I have put mine through the wash hundreds of times, and the prints still have not cracked. They've also got hats and skateboards and gloves and on and on and on. Women's leggings. Guys, you're looking for a present to give this year? Then get yourself some Slow Down Clothing leggings for the wife, your significant other, your partner, whatever's going on out there. But you can get them all right here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell that? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. Let them know that Talking with Topher sent you. And now, back to the show. But anyways, all right, so here we go, on and on and on. Now is my favorite test, the testosterone test. And I do have to correct myself here. I was dead wrong. And I do not know where I came up with this number of 1440, but I have never had that testosterone score. Never. And I have the test results in my hand to prove it. So, testosterone, the most exciting test. I've had it done 3 times. So this one, I'm always excited for the testosterone because this one was to show whether or not the stuff that I injected, the HCG that I injected, let's correct that, all of that I did, all the exercising I'm doing, all the squats, the lights on the balls, the whole thing, anything to build testosterone is I'm doing it, except for straight up, testosterone replacement therapy. HCG is hormone, or HGC, hormone growth something. So it's not straight testosterone. I wasn't doing a testosterone replacement therapy. I was doing hormone growth to build the testosterone that's already inside. And then squats and certain lights and stuff like that will, like the Juve light's really good. They got a little travel size one that you can just put on your balls for a little while, and it helps build the testosterone up. It's really cool. Got it from listening to Ben Greenfield, who is the master, as far as I'm concerned, in the podcast world on biohacking and bettering health. He's the go-to as far as I'm concerned. At least he's my go-to. How's that? That sound better? Okay. He's my go-to. So the testosterone test, as we know, for men, when the testosterone is low, we can get super depressed. Your pituitary gland could be misfiring. You could be producing too much estrogen, so that could make you cry. All of that shit, and it fucks with us. And it's really, really bad. Actually, when you get married and you settle down, you can have a bit of estrogen buildup because now you don't have that fight. You can get comfortable. So a lot of times in marriages, when the male is pulling away or not excited, it's because we're having a little bit too much estrogen buildup, or we're losing our testosterone. So really interesting to find that out, because of the simple fact that, like, I've done nothing but try to build my testosterone once I found out my levels were so low in 2018. I don't have that issue. I don't have that depression issue, and I believe it's because I've built up my testosterone. Not saying that I wouldn't use straight up testosterone replacement therapy. I think that's great if you need it. If you need it and your testosterone's that low, then definitely get the replacement therapy. But if you don't, there's other ways to build your testosterone without injecting yourself. And it's great. When I had my depression and I was in counseling and I was in therapy and I was in all this shit, when I found out if I boosted up my testosterone and a few other items that I'll go over in a second, when once I found out I could build that up and that might help relieve my depression and my anxiety, I was like, well, let's give it a shot. So that's why your testosterone is so important in the male body. So my total testosterone is supposed to be 250 to 1100 nanograms. Now, there is no 1440. So I'm still trying to figure out where I got that stupid number. But anyways, I'm at 683. Now, this is incredible, and I'm going to tell you why. Because in 2018, I was at 523. In 2019, before the HGC or HCG, I can't remember what the fucking acronym is, but was at 488. Super low. Like, not good low. At least I don't think it's good. They do say it's normal, but I still don't think it should be under 500, especially if you're very active. And now, with all of that, plus what I do today, and I'm not injecting myself anymore. I actually haven't used that in almost 2 years, I think. I'm at a 683, and that is the highest I've been in the last 3 years. So, last 3 years, I went from 523 to 488 to 683. So, great increase. Super excited about that. We can get better. We can do better. But I don't think I'm going to need to inject myself with anything to get better. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. And my testosterone free, you're supposed to be at 35.0 to 155 picograms per milliliter. Maybe that's what that means. Well, what's a DL then? Dilliliter? I don't fucking know. So I'm at a 114.7 picograms, which is great. I'm over 100. That makes me happy. When you have a range up to 155 and I'm seeing 114, that makes me extremely excited. Now, which one of these? Let's see. When something doesn't seem to be working just right, most men have the predisposition towards finding the cause so the problem can be fixed. Men who are having issues in the bedroom may devote time to searching on the web for answers, and sooner or later those searches will wind up focused on testosterone levels in men. If one digs a little more deeply, they will encounter the term free testosterone. From here, it should be quite simple to figure out, right? No. Does it actually? Free versus total testosterone. Approximately 98% of testosterone in the body produces in bound of either sex hormone binding globulin or allobin. This is referred to as bond testosterone to prevent. As the name suggests, total testosterone is the grand total of all the hormone available in the bloodstream, while some testosterone tests only account for the total testosterone. They might not be as helpful as once thought. Here's why. We're not going to get into that, but there is a difference between your free and your total, and both of mine are in a really good spot. And the only way to find out if yours is to get tested for it. And if you're feeling depressed, this is a great way to figure out your depression. This is how I got off all my meds, guys and girls. This is how I did it. I got these tests done. I found out my blood results. And then I worked on changing my blood results. And once I started fixing that stuff, I got off all the medications that they were giving me to see if it was actually working. I'm not saying this is going to work for everybody, and I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that need medication to do what they're doing. I'm just saying that sometimes we really don't need the medication that we're taking. Sometimes. So now you got the TSH. That's your thyroid stimulating hormone. All right, your thyroid is very important. I should have gotten my pituitary gland as well. I did not. So that's one I've written down for next time. And I also did not get a vitamin C test. I'll talk about that more in a moment. But This is the thyroid. Thyroid is still important. You need your thyroid operating properly. You're supposed to be at a 2.27 to 4.0 MCLU. Maybe that's an IU backslash ML. I'm at a 0.73. And what is a thyroid stimulating hormone test? A thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, test measures the amount of THS in the blood. TSH is produced by the pituitary gland, which is located in the base of your brain. It's responsible for regulating the amount of hormones released by the thyroid. This is all very important. The thyroid is a small butterfly-shaped gland located in the front of the neck. It's an important gland that creates three primary hormones. You've got your trilodothyronine, your T3s, thyroxine, T4s, and your calcitonin. So the thyroid controls numerous different body functions, including metabolism, the growth through the release of these three hormones. Your thyroid will produce more hormones if the pituitary gland produces more THS. In this way, the two glands work together, making sure the right amount of thyroid hormone is produced. However, when the system is disrupted, your thyroid can produce either too many or too few hormones. A THC test is often performed to determine the underlying cause of an abnormal thyroid hormone levels. It is also used to screen for underactive or overactive thyroid gland. By measuring the level of TSH in the blood, your doctor can determine how well the thyroid is working. So I use these guys a lot, the Health Line. I just felt like they broke down the articles the best. I know some of this is over a year old. You can see this was updated December 17th, 2020. It's not that old. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to use it. But I figured I'd let you know that Healthline was like the main place I went to. I just liked the way that they broke the tests down. Kind of made it easy for me to read aloud and go over my results. Let's see. So this one right here, B12, I found this one to be one of the most important ones to me. It's the reason I started injecting it. It's the reason I take it every day. And it's also the reason why my doctor told me to back off of it, and I'm not going to. And I'm going to explain to you why. All right, so B12 is a mood booster, okay? B12 is vital for good health. Your body needs steady levels of nutrients to make enough red blood cells and to keep your nerve system working. For most people who eat balanced diet, low B12 levels are rare. But there are reasons why you may dip. A simple blood test can show you how whether your levels are healthy or low or somewhere in between. The main health problem associated with poor B12 absorption is the condition doctors call pernicious anemia. It develops if you lack intrinsic factor, a type of protein made in the stomach. Without it, you can't absorb enough B12 for food. Crohn's disease, several types of medications may affect B12 levels among common drugs that treat reflux disease. If you're not taking any of these, common symptoms of low B12 is fatigue, fuzzy thinking, numbness, tingling of hands, headaches, moodiness. And these can all be conditions of a blood test that checks for B12 and to confirm the B12 levels could be the issue. It also, when I was looking into it, I was looking into it because of depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. And then the B12 can boost your mood. So it's really like a good mood enhancer. So I was injecting this shit into me for like 2 or 3 months while I was trying to get off of my Wellbutrin and get off of those pills. And I got my test results back. Now, I have never had my B12 tested. Oh, nope, I'm lying. I've had it tested twice. So I was doing a lot of this work back in 2019. That's when I first started injecting myself, taking care of my body. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I've been doing this. Figured out the gut thing about 3.5 years ago. So we're getting close to the 4th year of bettering, the body, the blood, the mind. And you are supposed to be 232 to 1,245 picograms. I'm at 1871 right now. Now, my doctor has suggested me laying off my B12 unless I'm taking 1,000 IUs a day, and I am, so I'm still going to continue to take it. But back in 2019, I was at 1620. That was while I was injecting it. And I haven't been injecting it in almost 2 years. I believe I said that earlier. But I take this little pill that I get at Trader Joe's. It goes underneath the tongue and it dissolves. And then, kind of gets absorbed by the gums and through the blood. Like that. At least I'm hoping that's what it's supposed to be doing. I don't know. I just follow the instructions. It says put it under my tongue, let it dissolve. So I do. But he did say you can actually reduce your dose if you are on B12 vitamin supplementation, especially if you're taking more than 1,000 mcgs a day. So this test was not supposed to be a part of this, but I'm glad it was because I forgot how important B12 is. And I forgot that I was injecting it. I forgot I did all this work to boost up my B12 to better my mood, to get rid of the depression medication. This is one of the biggest steps that helped me get away from my depression medication. Now, the next ones that I'm going to go over are supposedly super important for protecting us from COVID-19. But I will tell you this one quick story, that when I called the doctor's office and I told the nurse that I wanted to have this blood test done because we missed it, she asked me why. And I said, why are you asking me why? Everybody's been saying we need to take these 3 specific items in order to protect us and build up. We want to build up these 3 things in our bodies to help us fight COVID. So I was like, this is a silly question. But the 3 things were zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Now, I'm a dum-dum, so I asked for B12, vitamin D, and zinc. You see what I did there? I accidentally asked for B12 and not my vitamin C test. So I have no idea what my vitamin C is. That's a test for another day. I'm not really that upset about it. But my zinc levels, 0.66 to 1.1 mcgs /ml. I'm at a 0.89. So, great. The zinc is up there. It's up there. It's not in the 1 range, but it's getting close, and I think this is great. Again, I wanted to know where my zinc was to know whether or not I am building it up enough to help protect myself from the virus we're all fighting today. Now, the other one, vitamin D. This one makes me happy. You're supposed to be 21 to 100 nanograms. I am at 41. And I take 1,000, the omega-3 vitamin. Oh, no. The vitamin D, I take 3,000 IUs a day. I guess I could boost it up to 5,000. It doesn't seem like that's going to affect too much. It might build me up to that 50 mark. And then, because I feel like being closer to the 100 for the vitamin D would be better. So if I bet you if I bumped it up to 4,000 to 5,000 IUs a day, I could get closer to that 100 mark, or at least get over the 50. So I'm probably going to end up doing that. I'm probably going to end up boosting that up. And then just for fun, last one. No hepatitis C. So there it is. That is my entire blood test. And besides the vitamin C, the pituitary gland, and there was one other thing, but it could have just been those two. Besides those two things, I was very, very happy with my results. I was super satisfied with the way my doctor took care of everything. But yeah, so that's my blood test. This is how things are going now. And these are things that you should be doing for yourself out there. I know that these tests are not cheap. If you don't have insurance, it's a pain in the ass. But guess what? There's other ways to get your blood panels too. Ancestry is now doing it. That's kind of new. 23andMe has a full blood panel. And I just saw an ad on Channel 9 last night when I was going to bed. There is a company out there, and they've got every test. They've got testosterone, blood, this, that, the other thing. So there are all kinds of companies out there. If you don't have access to a doctor or insurance or anything like that, then go online, look stuff up. There's plenty of people doing tests now. Just make sure it's a reputable company that you're ordering these tests from, like a 23andMe, like an Ancestry. Don't just order off of an Instagram ad, because I don't know if you've found this out yet, but everything I've ordered from an Instagram ad has come from China, and it's been a piece of shit. It's just a grab. It's just a grab ad. That's all it is. It's just there to grab you, steal your money, and send you a piece of shit, piece of garbage in the mail. I don't think I've ordered one thing through an Instagram ad that's actually been decent, except for indestructible shoes. They were pretty good. I was very satisfied with their quality shoe, but I will tell you, there's been a few other things I've purchased off of those Instagram ads, and they are fucking garbage. So don't go and do that. Look it up. Make sure it's a reputable company. Get your blood tested. Get your health right. Get your mind right, and let's go into 2021 with better health and better immune systems and better ways to fight this COVID. And when we all finally get to take these fucking masks off, we should be better, stronger, healthier people. All right? So that's it. That's that. That's the podcast today. I'm super excited. I know it was a long one. There was a lot to get through. I struggle a lot with this stuff. So if you made it through the podcast with me, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate everybody who subscribes, watches, and shares this thing. Remember, subscribe, hit those like buttons, set those alarms, share this thing, comment. All important to help push this podcast up into the ratings. Don't forget about the email. If you or someone you know has a story that needs to be heard, or you just want to talk about something, put whatever we're talking about in the subject line and send it on over to TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. And you can always follow me on social media. That's going to be Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. So go on social media and click the follow button. There's always stuff there. It's a great way to get some extra content throughout the week. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Well, I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. By now, when you're listening to this, it'll be Thursday. I hope you enjoy the weekend. And as always, I'll talk to you later.